Welcome back to the American Woman Podcast. I'm Carlos, and we got Austin here, and let's get to the topics. Oh yeah, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment below. I forgot to share before. I'm like, damn, you gotta share this video. Share this video. We did 2 episodes yesterday, and it was extremely fast. So we're getting more fluid. We're gonna have more episodes popping up. So for all you new viewers, make sure you like and watch our old videos and see if you could get on the show. We have our links and our names on the descriptions. Hopefully it'll pop up. If not, oh well, we'll just say it on there. And we're going to try to start doing it every day. So if we could get an episode every day, we could get everybody interacting and just start a movement, because this is all about the conversation, and we need a lot of American women on the show. So we was talking before, and what topics was talking about? Oh yeah, earlier was talking about identifying the fuck boy. So you could start off, Austin. Like, do women really know what a player or fuck boy is, or are they just like shooting for the stars?
I think that they can identify the difference between some of these players and these so-called fuckboys, because they know what the nice guy is. The nice guy is the one who's going to spend a lot of time trying to dedicate himself to her. And even though he's not receiving any kind of intimacy or any kind of reciprocating energy back from the woman, he just continues to pour his heart and soul into trying to chase the woman and go after her. And he keeps trying to basically put all his time and energy into chasing this woman and making her his girlfriend, but she's just not even like giving anything back. And he keeps pursuing her, but she's basically not interested. And so the nice guys, you know how they say finish last. And so they can sense the desperation basically in these nice guys. And then when it comes to so-called fuck boys or players, these are essentially guys that are just been burned one too many times by females, and they might have been a nice guy in the past, but now they're just like, oh well, I'm just gonna focus on my money. I'm just gonna focus on, having fun, and I'm gonna try and just get with as many women as possible because they don't even appreciate me anyways. And unless it's like I'm some kind of millionaire or something, then these women don't even want to date me. So basically, they try to use these derogatory terms like fuckboy or player, when in reality it's just a man who is slightly a little bit more like toxic masculine is what they try and call it, or basically just trying to get with like multiple females at one time, and is basically like emotionless when it comes to the females, because he doesn't want to feel like he's being taken advantage of, or he doesn't want to feel that feeling of denial or rejection from the women. So basically he's just like, oh well, whatever, if she doesn't give with me, that's her loss, on to the next. And so he's probably texting a lot of different girls at the same time. He might have multiple girlfriends, he might have a bunch of side chicks. And so I think that the term fuckboy or the term player really is just like bad mouthing a man who basically is just trying to sleep with a bunch of women, when that might not necessarily be a bad thing, because I think that there's a lot of women out there who are trying to do the same thing. And but I can see from a woman's perspective too how they like don't like so-called fuckboys or players, because they don't feel like all the attention is given to them. They don't feel like they're being put as a priority, and so they feel like they're just being used. And so I think honestly, when it really comes down to it, like the woman should be the one who's like putting in effort to try and get the man, because the man's the prize, the man's the king. And the woman is really the one who's going to have to pursue the man and like make it more of an effort, because the man is basically just hardwired by nature to try to sleep with a bunch of women, because that's just nature, that's just genetics, that's just he's trying to have as many kids as possible, even if he's using condoms. back in the day, back in the caveman days, he was just trying to get with a bunch of women. And so basically, in synopsis and summary, the word fuckboy I don't really like, because people have called me that before. People have called me player before. People have said that, oh, you're just a player, Austin, or whatever, but it's just like, I don't consider myself that. Because if the right woman came along, then yeah, I would get with her and I'd be in a serious relationship. But at the same time, I'm not gonna pour all of my heart and soul into trying chasing a woman, and then she just rejects me or denies me, and then it's like I get my heart broken. It's like I already had my heart broken too many times. So but I don't know, what's your take on the whole fuckboy or player situation, Carlos?
Yeah, it's weird because the question is, do they know how to identify a fuck boy? What do you think they know how to identify it before I continue? Or they
I think some American women can identify, and some American women can't. Usually, it's probably the American women who have a higher body count can more easily identify what they consider to be a player or a fuckboy. And the women who are like virgins or have only been like with a couple guys are a little bit more naive, and they're like, oh, he loves me, oh, we're gonna live happily ever after, but in reality he's just trying to get laid. Which is kind of not very good if he's not true about his intentions, but if he's upfront with what he's seeking in the relationship with whatever women that he's pursuing, that's not a bad thing. He's just being real, he's being genuine. So he's honestly just an honest person. He's not being bad.
Yeah, the same thing happens to me. I get mislabeled as a fuck boy or a player, and I'm very discreet when I'm dating women or talking to women. So I'm like, who are these imaginary women that I played or broke their heart and stuff? So I give the impression that I don't take women seriously, but it's like it's a selective amount of women. I only take women seriously if just the amount as they take me seriously. So it's like if they can't take me seriously, so I'm not gonna take them seriously either. So it's just like that doesn't mean I'm a fuckboy. I'm just like not pursue you or just joke around with you or whatever and stuff. And then I guess they feel like I should be pursuing them and stuff. But when I pursue women, is to them it looks like I'm doing too much or being just doing too much or whatever, or trying to pursue too hard, versus me, I just like I'm a straightforward person, not too assertive, but I'd be like, hey, you want to hang out or do this and stuff, and then if they say no, I'm like, cool, next. And they think I shouldn't quit and keep pursuing them and stuff, but it's this whole thirsty culture that they came up with. Because with me, well, if I like somebody and I consistently pursue them, that doesn't mean I'm thirsty, that means I'm actually interested. But the culture has changed. So now, since a woman that likes me and wants me to act a certain type of way, I don't act like that to them or not consistent enough, they automatically think I'm a fuck boy because I'm extremely nonchalant when I'm dealing with those stubborn women. But being nonchalant is not being shady or being sneaky or lying to women or playing a woman. And both of us are over 30. So once you reach a certain age, it's like there's no reason to be a fuck boy. It's like, what are you trying to do? You trying to get pussy? I'm like, we already got pussy. Like, it's more to fucking talking to women than just pussy or whatever. So once you experience a lot of women and a lot of relationships, then you're like, okay, that's cute. We already explored that idea or whatever. Let's find a woman that's fun, that's like consistent or whatever. Like with me, when I look for a woman, is I'm looking for two things: talent and consistency.
Mhm.
So if a girl doesn't have those and I'm like dating her for a while, not just move on to the next one. And it's nothing personal, because women just be shutting down dudes after the first date. Let them like blink the wrong way or cough or anything. But Yeah, I think they're mislabeling fuckboys because I always get labeled as a fuckboy because I'm nonchalant and confident, but it's not that. So I think they're just like they make fun of conspiracy theorists. I think they're acting like conspiracy theorists because I'm like, I'm still trying to figure out who are these women that I played and misled. So I guess they feel and it's weird because guys are labeled as the creeps, but it's like women are really the creeps because they'll emotionally invest in you when you haven't even met. So they'll be obsessed with you and you don't know. And then you'll talk to them, have the interaction, and they're like, finally, this guy talked to me. And then you just brush them off, and then all of a sudden you're like, he played me. I'm like, no, I don't even know. I don't even know we had a thing in your head. Like it's all in the head. So and I'm glad I said that because that's a great segue to the next topic is self-sabotaging. Do you think women are um is it really the men to blame that women act in this way or not successful in relationships, or are they really self-sabotaging themselves? Is it the men or is it them?
I think a lot of times the women do self-sabotage because for whatever reason, they feel like, oh, I don't deserve to be happy, or oh, I have emotional baggage, or I have skeletons in my closet or demons in my past. And so, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and ruin this before I even experience something good because they think, oh, well, if I start falling in love with this guy, or if I have sex with him and I catch feelings, then I could get my heart broken again. I've already experienced heartbreak. I don't want to experience it again. Well, that's not really a good philosophy because who knows what you're missing out on and what the relationship could have led to in the future. Maybe you would have actually lived happily ever after with that certain person, but for whatever reason, the woman will basically just like start ignoring the guy, not responding to text messages, or just ghosting you, or just um, like if you try and kiss her, she won't kiss you or whatever, stuff like that. And so like, yeah, I think that's definitely a problem. And then another thing too, like with women, it'll be like weird because they're like, oh, I'm not gonna have sex with you on the first date, or even like 3 or 4 or 5 dates in, you're hanging out and like they still won't, and not even sex, doesn't have to be sex, just any kind of intimacy, any kind of like touching or kissing or anything like that. They're like, oh no, I can't do that. But it's like, okay, are we still in high school or are we grown adults here? Because we're not getting any younger here. And it's like, I mean, honestly, if that's just like a taste of the relationship, how it's going to go into the future, that's just the tip of the iceberg. If she's using that much of how she's going to control what kind of intimacy she delivers to you when you guys are first dating in the beginning stages, imagine being married to her for 10, 15, 20 years, how much she's going to control sex in that stage of the relationship. So I mean, honestly, fellas who are watching this podcast right now, I think that you most likely need to find a woman who actually likes to have sex. It doesn't really have to be on the first date or necessarily even the third or fourth or fifth date, but at some point it reaches a point where it's like, okay, do you like me or do you not like me, or is this just some kind of charade that you're pulling right now and you're just using it because you want attention? Because I think a lot of these women too, especially these American women, they definitely just want attention and they just want to know that they have the upper hand, that the ball's in their court, that they have the checkmate, so to say. And they want to know that they have control over you. And basically, so you're the one putting more effort into the pursuing her than she is into pursuing you. And then she feels validated by knowing that she's comforted by the idea that she's getting attention from this guy. And then not only that, she's got 6, 7, 8, 9 guys on the back burner that she's texting all at the same time, or Instagram messaging, or Snapchatting all at the same time. So fellas, watch out. These are evil women. These are demon women. A lot of them, these are some of the American women, not to say all of them are like that. But I definitely think that it is something that women use to control men, is the level of intimacy that they give to them. And a lot of times they're like, oh no, I'm not gonna do anything with this guy. And so it's like a self-sabotage type of thing where they basically ruin their own good situation. And even though the guy might deserve something out of the woman, or they actually really do like each other, for whatever reason, they're like, oh, I'm just gonna not respond to his text messages, or if he calls me, I'm just gonna not answer his call, but I'm gonna post an Instagram story post how I'm hanging out with my friends in the club, and then I'm gonna see that he views it, and then she's gonna make out with some random, foreign guy that's on vacation at the club, and then he's not gonna get anything either. And then that's how she just craves attention, craves validation, but is self-sabotaging her own relationships, where this guy loves her, this guy wants to be with her, this guy would treat her really good, but for whatever self-sabotage, psychologically damaged type of reason, internal struggle, internal demons that she has with herself, she will literally deny this guy, cut off this guy, spit in this guy's face. And so it's really true. A lot of these American women, they're just self-sabotaging. And it's kind of a dreadful thing, but it definitely happens a lot with these American women.
You just we got a new topic for next episode. I call it the social media Cold War.
Mm.
When a girl is trying to like compete back and forth with you subliminally on social media and Snapchat stories and IG stories,
Mm.
instead of just like letting it go. It's like this war they want you to go through, and it's interesting. But we'll have a deep dive on that. But I guess it's kind of a paradox where are American women self-sabotaging themselves, or is it the men that are making them that way? Like, which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Mm.
But this is an American Women Show. We about to talk about these triggering topics. We don't mean to make them triggering, but we have good intentions, but we understand, we're realistic. We understand it's going to trigger you. And y'all are more welcome to come to the show and explain your opinions or
Or
your,
comment below. Let us know what you think.
yes. But with that being said, I say women are self-sabotaging. I'm like, I don't believe it's the men's fault.
A
So
large percentage of them are.
yeah, because I use that same philosophy with myself. Um, let's say in my early 20s, I consistently get played by women, have good intentions. They treat me like shit or just be extra subliminal or extra shady and stuff. So there's two things I could do. I could become this fuck boy or this player or just hurt women because hurt people, or I could work on myself and see why I'm attracting these women and perfect my social skills or just my image and see why am I attracting these type of women and change myself to where I could attract a woman that's more up to speed with me or more compatible with me. So even with my own philosophy, I use it on myself. If I have any problems with women or whatever, it's because of me. It's self-sabotaging. If I one thing I used to do is like I see a girl I like and I'll wait forever to talk to her. I'll just sit there or I'll probably have like small talk, but I'll wait forever to get straight to the point on like a date or just hanging out or just to the number or whatever because I'm so used to dealing with like stuck up women or women just trolling and stuff. So that isn't the women's fault, it's my fault. I don't just go up and be straight up and get the number. Guess what's gonna happen? She'll say no and then it'll be next. So it's not dramatic if she says no because I believe in free will. So women have to apply this well they should. I don't want to tell women what to do. They should apply this to themselves because if a if a woman is playing games with a guy then she gets her heart broke or he doesn't take her seriously and move on, it's her fault due to the insecurity. So it's like you got to look within on why are you acting like this? Why are you still stuck on your exes? A lot of women are still stuck on their exes. I talked to a few women, what was it, last year, just conversing with them. And the number one topic is their ex. They want to talk about their ex. And then I'm
Yep.
like, who cares? And I could see if they got played like 10 times, they'll probably only have like 2 bad relationships or 3, and
Yeah.
then it's the end of the world for them. I'm like, life goes on. Everybody experienced heartbreak and breakups and stuff, but they still dwelling on that. And
Yeah.
then the other thing is the whole mother hens. They'll let their is not only the self-sabotage, even their friends, because before I used to be mad at the mother hens. We're gonna get on that topic. At the end of the day, her friends are or family sabotaging their relationships. It's still up to her. She either cut her friends off or set boundaries for her friends, be like, I'm interested in this guy, leave me the fuck alone. We're talking, we're grown, but a lot of women's friends are like sabotaging them. But I
Mm.
still, even in those situations, as much as I hate the mother hens, it's still down to the women. Women need to stop self-sabotaging themselves. So let's get a deep dive on this mother hen. Um, explain to the viewers what a mother hen is. 'Cause I
So
love that.
I just want to make one comment about the last topic we were talking about is how it is very true. Like they'll just have like one bad relationship and then like for the next like 10, 20 years, they're just like, oh no, I'm so heartbroken. I can't continue on. I'll never be with another guy. All guys are fuck boys, all guys are players. Men are so evil. Fuck men. Oh no. And then they'll just try and like friend zone guys. And even if a really good guy likes them, they'll just like self-sabotage and just ruin the situation. But yeah, it's true. Like, okay, I've had my heart broken before, but I'm still ready for love again. That doesn't mean that you should not be ready for love if you've had your heart broken. That's ridiculous. What are you just going to give up on life? You fall off the bike, you get back on, you keep riding. You fall off the horse, you get back on, you keep riding. So anyway, so moving on to the next topic, like you were talking about, yeah, these mother hens. Oh my goodness. So basically,
First, yeah.
this is one of the craziest types of American women is categorized as the mother hen. And so for our international viewers watching the podcast right now, they might not really understand this terminology right now. So let me explain it to you. So basically, if you're going out to the club or if you're going out to a social setting, and say if you're going out to the park or a restaurant or any kind of event or concert or something like that, and there's a group of women, there might be one of the alpha dominant females who's basically like controlling all of the other females. Say there's like a group of 5, one of them is controlling the other 4, and they like dictate whether or not guys can talk to their crew, to their group. And so one of them is the mother hen. And so she's watching out for all of her chicks, basically. And so basically, it's funny because groups of women I've noticed where if I'm in a social setting or somewhere in a social atmosphere and I'll go up and I'll talk to one girl that's in a group of women, one of the mother hen chicks will get pissed off and she'll be angry because she'll be like, why is this good looking tall guy talking to my friend and not talking to me? I'm angry. I'm jealous. I'm going to ruin this right now. I'm going to sabotage the situation. I'm going to cockblock this guy and I'm going to pull my chick away and I'm going to get her away from this guy. And so they'll cut in and they'll be like, she's not interested, or she has a boyfriend, even though she doesn't have a boyfriend. Or she'll be like, can you leave us alone? We don't want to talk to you. Or they'll say something to that effect. And it's really annoying because this chick that you're talking to, or this woman that you're, conversing with, might actually be really interested in you, but because her friend doesn't approve of you talking to her, she'll come in and butt in and ruin the whole situation and cock block you. And so that's definitely one of the main categories of American women that you'll find, especially when women are in groups. Um, So you got to watch out for the mother hen situation. It can definitely be very aggravating and annoying when you're trying to find a potential girlfriend, or if you're trying to find a woman to date and you're going out clubbing or you're going out to spots where singles are. Watch out for the mother hen, because she will definitely try to ruin your situation. But what you can do is possibly have one of your boys try and talk to the mother hen, or you can order food for the mother hen, because a lot of times the mother hen will be obese. And so you order some cheese sticks, you deliver it to the table, you say, this is for this chick right here who's the mother hen. And then she's busy eating the cheese sticks, and then you pull her friend away and start talking to her. That's just one of the strategies. But yeah, the mother hens, oh my goodness, I've had so many run-ins with these mother hens, and they just are like cock blocking left and right. And it's a terrible situation, but definitely something to look out for, and it's a real problem.
Yeah, on strategies on the defuse the mother hens, I will not give out my secrets because I believe people should learn the hard way. But Austin gives good advice and stuff, so I won't give my advice. You gotta earn it. But yeah, the mother hen situation is weird because like women are social or whatever, they like their whole little group, their circle of BFF and best friends, but they don't know how to vet their best friends. They're so into vetting men to see if they're fuck boys or good people and stuff like that, but they're not vetting their own circle. And the common denominator is the mother hen is the red flag. The mother hen is the snake. The mother hen is the negative friend with ulterior motives. So usually with the mother hens, they always have insecure women with them. And it's always the most beautiful women with them too. So I never seen the mother hen as the most beautiful one as in the group. So that's interesting also. And the mother hen is usually in a relationship. So she's projecting her relationship, her in control over a relationship to get their friends in the relationship. Because it's weird. Have you seen a lot of mother hens be the single bitter one?
Not very often.
Because most times it'd be the one that's in a relationship and she's trying to find someone. She's desperately trying to find someone for her friend, but on her standards, so it doesn't fit her standards. Because it's probably
Definitely,
50, but because usually the bitter single friend is like that, but it's 50-50. It's probably 50-50 for me.
I've definitely noticed the mother hens are usually the uglier ones of the group, or the ones who are a little bit overweight, or um, low confidence, low self esteem, or like you said, could be the one who's already taken, already has a husband, already has a boyfriend, and they're out with their single friends, which they shouldn't be. It's like, how come you're not home with your man, or how come you're not out with your man? Why are you out with your single friends? Because someone might hit on you too, which maybe she wants just because she wants attention and validation that she's not getting. So she might be in an unhappy relationship. But yeah, a lot of times I've noticed that it might be the less attractive of the group is like the mother hen, and she's jealous of her more attractive friends. And so she's mad because she's not getting the attention. So she tries to ruin. And it's funny because men are not this way at all. If I'm out with my boys and he starts talking to a hot girl, I would never try and cock block and be like, oh, my friend's not interested in you, or like something like that. See, it's a completely different train of thought. It's a completely different mentality, ideology, where men are happy for their friends getting to know someone in a social environment that they might be possibly entering a romantic relationship with, whereas a female will get jealous of one of her friends possibly entering a romantic relationship, because they're like, because you know what, I think it's an egotistical thing. It's a very ego thing where they're like, well, I'm not getting this attention. I'm not the one who's receiving this. I'm not the one who's being told that I'm pretty. I'm not the one being bought a drink. So I'm mad, I'm angry. And it's very childish type of mentality, really, where these women get jealous. It's a very jealous brain. The brain is very jealous when they see their friends getting this attention. And so they'll try and ruin it. And honestly, that's not what love is all about. That's not what the universe should be like. That's not a happy earth. They should be encouraging love. They should be encouraging relationship growth. They should be encouraging people meeting new people. And it's one thing if it's like a creepy guy who's like, drunk and like grabbing on her or like saying vulgar things or like, but a lot of times that's not the case. It could be a completely nice guy who's actually very genuine. And just because she's like, why is this hot guy attracted to her, but not me? Then they try and ruin it. So the mother hen, oh my goodness, it's one of the worst categories. They try and call us fuck boys and they try and call us players. Well, guess what? You're a mother hen. So it is what it is.
Note to the viewers, we're talking about scenarios where the girl is actually interested in the guy. Most of the time it'll be a girl approaching the guy and then they just chat and then the girl pull her away. So we're not talking about creeps. So no deflection in this topic. So yeah, what else I want to say about the mother hens? Yeah, they're the shady friends. They're the ones you have to be aware of. They're the backstabbers. Those are the girls that end up sleeping with your boyfriend. Those are the girls, the mother hens, because they have this power control. They want this. They're control freaks. They want to control everything and keep everything. They just want to take your free will. And it's up to the women to figure that out, because you could tell a girl like, oh, watch out for your friend is shady, but they're not going to realize it until like probably like 5 years later, and then they're not friends anymore. And my years of living experience and all that, they always end up breaking up friendships.
And those will be the type of women. Those will be the type of women that'll like be married and then they'll be like, I told you not to eat that Klondike bar out of the freezer. And then they won't have sex with their husband for like 3 months as punishment or something like that. It's crazy.
But yeah, I know how to infiltrate the mother hens or whatever, but I will not give out those secrets.
on another episode, we might discuss it more.
Yeah, you could do yours. I'm not giving nobody my secrets. They're gonna have to learn the hard way. Approaching 3 women. What other topic we have? Oh, this is a good one. We got 30 minutes, so we could we could do this. We're gonna do a whole hour episode. Fuck it. All right, women, please, y'all, we need y'all for this topic. So I noticed a trend that's been going on my whole life. Why women want to see if you could fight. Want to see if a guy can protect you or protect me or whatever. But yeah, this is a good topic. What do you think? Why do women want to see if a man wants to fight?
I think that women definitely want to feel as though they're protected. Some women are kind of taking on the role of the masculine energy and they want to be like a so-called dominatrix, and they want a little sissy boy or an effeminate male or a beta male, soy boy, that they can basically control, and they can tell them, Robert, do the dishes, and he's like, okay, yes ma'am, and then he does them. But so that's one type of woman who wants to control her man. But other women, they like to feel like they're being dominated, and they like the man who's, has masculine energy. And they want to see that in live action, because basically now that we live in a society where it's modern technology and we're a very civilized culture, it's not the same as back in the day, like in medieval times, where men would fight with swords and men would, fight in the town to settle disputes, or they would fight to the death over a woman or something like that. And so because the primal brain is still craving these very primal actions and primal scenarios, because we're not completely developed to like an alien, almost super advanced type of civilization yet. We're still very primitive. The women will still crave these primal experiences. And so they will set the male up where they have to fight. And they will basically set up a situation where they'll be drunk and they'll be out somewhere walking around, and they'll be like, "Oh, my boyfriend will kick your ass. Oh yeah, you want to mess with him? Oh, he knows how to fight. Oh yeah, yeah." And it's like, I've been in that situation before where I'm like, "What are you talking about? Shut up. Like, I'm not trying to fight nobody. Like, you need to chill out right now. Like, you're acting drunk." Like, and then so they'll basically try and set you up for a situation where they want to see you fight another guy because it'll turn them on. And basically they want to see if you're going to do what they say and if you're actually going to fight another guy just because she thinks that you should. And so, but you have to watch out for these situations because number one, you never know if someone's got a gun. Number two, you never know if you're going to get beat up or maybe die. Number three, maybe you actually win the fight and you end up killing him and then you're going to prison. And so basically this is setting you up for failure. And so watch out for your woman setting you up to fight another guy. Because basically some of these women, they want to know like, "Oh yes, my man, he's hard. He's like, he's a manly man. He's a macho man." And so they want to see this out of you, even though it's not the right type of circumstance. It would be one thing, like if you're just walking with your woman in a nice sunny day, say it's 11 a.m., you're walking in the park, and some guy comes up and tries to mug you guys with a knife, like a switchblade, and you kick his ass. And then she's super turned on by it. That's what she's craving. But because that situation hasn't happened organically or naturally yet, she tries to set up this false type of situation to put you into this fighting mode. And so basically, you got to watch out for that. These American women will try and do that to you. So, all you guys out there watching and listening, watch out for this type of scenario. And if I was ever put in a situation where a woman basically, because women are conniving, not all of them, not all, but some women I've dated, they basically will try and set you up where you go and meet her and she's already with another guy. And she wants to set it up to where you guys will fight each other, but I won't do it because I'm a nice guy and I'm, not just going to fight for no reason. And so I'll be like, "Oh, no, it's fine. She set us up. Don't worry about it, guy." And so I'll just basically be mad at her, not mad at him. You know what I'm saying? Because she's the one at fault, not the other guy. But it is very true. These American women will try and get you to fight for no reason. So you got to watch out for that. I myself am a peaceful person. I'm not a fighter at all. And I'll try and diffuse the situation with my words rather than having to fight somebody, because fighting's never the answer unless you have to defend your life. But usually you could just use your words to have to get out of a situation. And so I think you got to watch out for the scenario that some, not all, but some American women will put you in this type of situation. Right, Carlos?
Yeah, my take on why women want to see if their man or men could fight is I think it's immature. So
Mm,
like they could say that playing video games and all this other stuff or club hopping and bar hopping is immature. Men need to grow up. So women wanting men to fight for them or see if they're tough enough to protect them, I think it's immature because people don't fight no more. It's 2022. We're in Florida. People shoot, people ambush people with a group of people and stuff. So let's say a girl has a guy that knows how to fight. Let's say she's dating an MMA guy or whatever. What he's gonna do when three people roll up with bats? He's gonna he's gonna defend his girl and fight, but he's gonna lose. So I don't think it's very immature to think that a guy has to prove that he could fight to be with you, because if he don't, he's weak or whatever. Because the fighting is dangerous. You could get knocked out and then land on your head wrong, and die
Mm.
from that. Was it brain hemorrhaging and stuff? You hit your skull.
Yep.
People have knives, people have guns. It's not about a test of strength. It's a test of, it's like the art of war. Like, how are you gonna fight somebody with 10 guns on them? Or if you have a gun and that guy has a gun, you defend your girl and then shoot him and stuff. Guess what? It's gonna be legal problems going on in there. You're gonna be in jail, and women don't have enough money to bail out their boyfriend that was trying to protect them and stuff. All they're gonna do, the guy's gonna get locked up for a long time and she's gonna fold. She's gonna date somebody new. So it's the whole immaturity factor. I know where it comes from, like the whole, like you said, the primal instinctive version of where you want a man to be protective and stuff. But in this society, nobody's trying to fight or anything. If you put that energy out there, like most women do, try to start a fight or do it inorganically or whatever, then that's messed up. That's wrong, because too many people died. So many mothers lost their sons over some reckless fighting over fighting. If I'm a defend my woman or fight or whatever, it's going to be something that's worth dying for, because people don't think when they're like, I said on the podcast, I forgot the dude name. I think it was TK Kirtland on DJ Vlad. He was saying like how guys get ready to go to the club and there's always that one guy, all right, if we get in a fight, y'all got my back and stuff or whatever. I'm like, that's immature. Like, who's trying to start a fight? And if a fight starts or whatever, you got to be safe. It's not you fighting to be cool or fighting to show off. You fighting to get out the situation. And it's not even just physically, it's legally. Nobody wants to be in and out of court because some dude push you and then you push him back and he swings on you and then you like fuck him up and he's a vegetable or whatever. That isn't cool. That isn't manly, or that isn't defending anybody when you could have defended the couldn't even been in the situation in the first place. Somebody bump into you, as men, we're gonna be like, excuse me, or whatever. Or if it'll probably end up being an argument or whatever, and then it's like we'll agree to disagree and then separate or whatever. Is this whole like, oh, I'm gonna fuck you up and stuff like that. Because fighting is okay, but it doesn't end up like that. Everybody that just wanted to fight and throw a fair one and square up or whatever, most of them are dead because someone pulled out a gun, somebody got ran over, somebody got stabbed that wasn't even part of the fight. So women need to really think about how immature it is to say, I need my guy to fight. I'm like, fight for what? Fighting is serious.
And it's very childish too. It's like it's an immature type of mentality where they're like people who want to fight because that's not acting like an adult. That's not acting like a grown up. That's not using your brain. That's not acting civilized. It really comes down to people just being actually like very immature. Like, oh, I'm gonna fuck you up. It's like, okay, what are we in kindergarten right now or something? Like, are you really that dumb and dull that you can't even like use your words to discuss and how you're feeling right now? Because
Even that thought process of they're like thinking of the scenario or whatever, let's say like walking in the park and then some dude bump into him, try to mug him, and then he fights him and then he saves the day. A realistic situation, he gonna beat his ass and then somebody gonna come behind the bushes, like five of them, they're gonna shoot his ass up or jump him or have like steel pipes and knives and stuff. Like fighting is real. Fighting is not cool. This shit is real in real life. Like, that's why men are real cautious when it comes to fighting and stuff, because that could be their last fight. The
that's
most
life or death.
fighter means nothing when it's in the streets. The streets have no rules. People will come out with
Oh
guns.
yeah.
You could be a fucking marine, fucking badass fucking army veteran and stuff. What are you gonna do when 10 of them got guns? You probably pop off a few. It's gonna be other people ambushing you and stuff. So it's like it's easy to stay peaceful, even with situations like you in the bar and then your girl is trying to start a fight and then she's all yelling or whatever. You like leave the situation alone because it's not that serious. The guy disrespect your girl, you be like, all right, fuck you, let's leave or whatever. Because people died from those situations. Nobody's trying to die for a woman that's starting shit. Let
And
it
that's
happen
how it,
organically, and then you'll see if your guy could fight or not. That's
and
it.
that's how it used to be in the past, in the South here in America, where people were, because it's known that in the South people have very good manners and people are very respectful, and that goes back in the day, because everyone had guns, and no one would disrespect someone because they would shoot you. They would just shoot you right on the spot. So everyone was super polite, and so that's how it was in the South back in like the 1800s in America, where people were just super respectful, because if you said, oh, fuck you or whatever, like, or insulted someone, they'd pull their gun out and shoot you. And so, and you know what, it's still kind of like that. So I think we should take a page from that book, take a feather from that cap, and really apply it to modern day, because it's still kind of the Wild West, and you never know who's got a gun, who's packing, who's got that piece on them. And so watch out for these women, these American women.
And this is
Maybe
the
it's your girlfriend, maybe it's just your side piece, or maybe it's just your friend that you're hooking up with or whatever. And she put you in a situation where she wants you to fight some guy just because it's amusing for her. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. Watch out for these American women.
and this is the real toxic was it the toxic culture or whatever, is like seeing if your man is tough or whatever, because you're creating a whole culture of fucking tough guys. You see them all the time. They're 5'5" and they think they're the fucking shit. And the girl like, yeah, he's protecting me. These dudes will get ran over, ran over. They will get thrown. They won't even get punched. They'll get thrown. And this is where a lot of these scenarios come. I think this is where the short man syndrome comes from, is these women saying these guys aren't tough enough, so they got a chip on their shoulder, so they trying to start a fight and do shit and act like they're tough. And then people like us, I'm like, we're twice your size. You'll fucking die from one punch to the face. Like, get the fuck away from me. So American women are creating this toxic environment where there's a lot of these tough guys. These guys are not tough.
And for the viewers who don't know,
Tough.
and for viewers who don't know, me and Carlos are both 6'4".
Yeah. So yeah, this tough guy shit, because all they do is talk or whatever, because a lot of dudes just let it slide because we're not getting into no legal problem, or we just trying to stay safe or whatever. But it sucks. It's like, I think American women starting this whole tough guy shit. But let's go back to what I said before, self-sabotaging. So it still goes back to the man,
Yep.
and
And that's
women are
another.
perpetrators. It's still back to us men. So women, if you want me to see if I could fight to defend you, you got the shit. I stay out of trouble, so you got the fucking shit. It's gonna be a while before you see me fight.
But it's like I said, like if it was a life or death situation, then I'll defend myself.
I
But I'm
won't
not
even be
looking
in
for
that
a fight.
situation. Like, what the fuck? Like,
And you got to know how to get out of those situations.
yeah.
It's very true. But you got to watch out for these terrible situations that these women will try and put you in. But not all women. A lot of women are very good. A lot of women won't want to put you in these situations. But we're talking about kind of the more negative minded type of women.
And
And so,
when we bring a American woman on the show, this is one of the topics. I'm gonna keep it pinned. This is one of the topics that we have to really talk about, because hearing from a actual American woman perspective, we'll get a better perspective on that.
and just so it's known also, we are not anti-women. We're not trying to rag on women. We actually love women. I revere women. I worship women. But we are discussing the more toxic women specifically on these topics that we're talking about right now, right?
And we'll have another positive episode. I think we got 2 positive episodes, but we'll keep the positive episodes flowing, just so we won't look biased, because we're aware that it'll seem biased if we're only talking about negative topics. And it's
Mm.
a few episodes where we talk about topics and we actually agreed with women and was on the American women's side. So we have one more topic, and we still got enough time, but I'll keep mine's real short and sweet, and then I'll let you end off of it. So basically, dating and workplace environments. Do I think it's okay? It's a yes and a no. The women I dated in the workplace, it was I'm lucky they kept it discreet, and then I think probably like a year after they left the job or whatever, then it start getting messy or whatever, but it was already too late before it get messy. But I think um I think it's okay for women to talk date a guy in the workplace or whatever, only if they keep it discreet, because we know how people are, they always in their business. So and I think it's more if I say kinky, I think it's more sexy when you have this like little secret, because it's not even like professionalism, it's just to keep secure your relationship, because you don't want outside forces in your relationship. So it's like a little inside joke that you got, and it makes the relationship more intimate when you're just working, just acting all normal, but nobody knows that you're like screwing around and stuff. So I think it's kind of like a little role play thing. I kind of like it, but an open relationship at work, I don't. In a workplace, I don't advise it. I say just keep it discreet. And we're talking about real relationships, not no like side chick or some chick you fucking around with an actual boyfriend, girlfriend. I say you should keep it secret in the workplace, because everybody.
I think my view on relationships in the workplace with American women specifically here in America is I think it's a good thing because my personal experience, my grandparents, my mother's parents, my grandpa and grandma met at the same job. And so I think it's like when people have been married like 40 years, it's considered like silver. And then 50 years is considered gold. And then like 60 years is considered diamond. And then 70 years is considered platinum, like how long like a couple's been married or whatever. Well, my grandparents have literally been married like 67 years. They're already diamond. They're about to be like platinum. And so literally they met at their job. And this actually used to be considered like a very common thing, like because if you work 40 hours a week at a job, that's literally like almost a third of your life. You're staying at a certain spot. And so, of course, like, yeah, you meet people that you interact with, you're discussing with people, you're talking to people, you're socializing with people in a common environment for such a extended amount of time, for such a large chunk of your life that you're at every single week, 40 hours a week. So of course people are going to form romantic relationships that go beyond just a platonic relationship. And I think that should be encouraged. I think it used to be more of the culture here in America that was like a widely accepted thing where, yeah, I met my wife at work, or, oh, I met my husband at work. But now I think just within the last like recent decades, it's become more of a demonized thing because corporate America discourages these type of things because it cuts down on productivity, or so they think, or they think that it could lead to biased or discrimination type things. And so, you know, the corporations want to keep their little worker bees in order, and they don't want, you know, people fraternizing with each other. They want them more focused on their work. And honestly, I think that's a bad thing because people are less happy that way. And people are more happy if they are like a single person. They're like, oh, I'm going to work. Maybe I'll meet the love of my life. But now it's like, oh, I'm single. I'm going to work. I can't talk to anyone. That's frowned upon. And so it's kind of like viewed as like a bad thing now, which I don't think it should be. I think, yeah, like if you're at work 40 hours a week, which is like a large chunk of your life, yeah, you should be able to talk to women and possibly enter a romantic relationship with them. I mean, that's just natural. That's just completely human nature. I mean, that's just completely normal behavior. That's not weird or bad or like a not good thing to do. So
So you
I
think
think
it's
that
okay with do you think it's okay that they should publicly be in a relationship at work? You think that's okay?
yes, I
Okay.
think it's good. I promote love. I think that dating in the workplace should be encouraged, not frowned upon. I can see possibly in the military how it can be like, oh, this officer is dating this enlisted person. That's not a good thing. But even then, I think it's good. I don't see why not. I think love rules all. I think love trumps everything. Love is the top of the totem pole. And love isn't a bad thing. And so I don't agree with the military or these different, Fortune 500 or whatever corporations saying, "Oh, don't poop where you eat, or don't shit where you eat, or oh, don't dip your ink in the company ink well," or whatever all these sayings are about like anti work romance. I say I'm pro work romance. I think it's a good thing.
Dang, I didn't even think about it. That was a good take. Damn. I was just trying to think like let's say if everybody I work with, let's say 90% of our people I work with are in relationships. I'm trying to think of how would that pan out. I think it'll make everybody more closer. I don't know about the drama aspect because you always got your negative people, but I don't know the because I all the relationships I seen public, it was always some drama. It was I'd say 90% of the public relationships at work would always end up with drama. But I don't know. Because everything is cool once everything's secret, and once everything public is like everybody is obsessed with it. Even dudes be obsessed with the relationship. I'm like, it's just normal
Well.
maturity level.
I don't think there's anything wrong with discretion. If you want to be discreet about your relationship, that's completely fine. If you want to be open about your relationship, I think you should talk about that. But I think you're right. I think a discreet relationship is probably better than a non-discreet work relationship. But I think just having the mentality like, oh no, I can't date anyone that I work with. That's not good. I don't agree with that. I totally disagree with that.
Yeah,
No,
I'm trying to think of the scenario where like how could drama start if everybody is coupled up? That's interesting, especially like married people, because I don't know, because people gonna cheat and do ratchet shit in couples anyway. But I'm trying to see a situation where it'll be like a utopia because everybody is on the same page. I guess I gotta do with maturity because a lot of these people just want drama. They're just searching for something to look for.
right.
And a lot of these guys are actual players where they actually cheat on a girl that they're dating or mislead a girl on a dating. Unlike me, I'm not gonna cheat on a chick or mislead a chick. Those are the real fuck boys. Married men are the real fuck boys. It's like that's a joke. So that's a good scenario. We put that on a caption on our clip video.
That's a good segment.
Yes, it is having relationships at a workplace creates a positive environment of love. All right.
Exactly.
So that's
People
the
are more happy when they're in love.
yeah. I never even thought of that. I gotta think about that all day. It's like, when I work tomorrow, I'll be thinking about it. I'm like, dang, if everybody dated, because I see a lot of couples that have their well, they don't work together, but I mean they work together, but they go out on dates with their husbands or whatever, like groups of friends, and then it's just all love. Like it's three ladies I work with, they all hang out with as couples together, and then it's no drama. I always see them on Facebook and stuff. They have little trips together. They have something in common, and it's nothing but love and positivity. So I'm like, that's interesting. I never even thought of that aspect. I was just
Bro,
dwelling on the workplace drama with public relationships, but that's interesting.
Bro, literally my grandparents, my mom's mom and dad met at work. They've literally been together for going on 67 years, married for that long. 66 going on 67 years.
Because they have something in common.
I don't know. I'm just saying it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. And we're not talking about the hypergamy ladder where you dating the boss or whatever. We just talk about coworkers in the same level and stuff.
Yes. Yes.
Because we know the power dynamic of that or whatever. But that could be the next topic or whatever. Is dating the boss. Well, we gotta have a girl on the show that dated the boss before. So
anyone who's watching this show, if you're a female, if you want to be a guest, message us. American Women Podcast at gmail.com. Please send us a message, comment below, or get in contact with Carlos or myself on Instagram at MechFrieza or at Austin Perry Art. Send us a DM if you're interested in being a guest. Or if you're a guy and you want to be a guest, we would be interested in having you on as well. Either one, just let us know.
And I was just thinking we could have if women want to be discreet or whatever, they could, with the Zoom that we got set up, you could have your we could do a Zoom call with you, and then you'll have just a random avatar, and then you can use a random alias for yourself, and you could speak on your experience discreetly. I don't want to do it that way, or I don't want to promote it that way because it's a lot of trolls, and this is a troll free zone. Whatever we say, we stand on what we say. We're not doing it for a reaction or to get click baits and stuff like that. So I don't want to have a situation where we have a discreet caller and then they're just trolling the whole time. They don't stand up for what
we prefer video chat.
Yeah, because that lets them know that you stand up for what you believe in.
And if you disagree with us, you think we're wrong about the mother hens, you think we're wrong about women trying to set us up for fighting, come on the show. Let us know what you think. We'll talk about it. We'll discuss it. We'll analyze it. We'll debate. We'll have a healthy discussion.
Yeah. All right. Thank y'all for staying tuned for the American Women Podcast. Like, share, subscribe, and comment below. We out.